Well, Hotep family, Hotep, peace and blessings. I greet you in the name of God and the ancestors, and whose footsteps I most humbly walk. His brother Ed Mojo. We're here for another Piff connection. And as you know, we love to interview people doing positive things in the global community, maybe here in the US, the Caribbean, Africa, wherever they are. We do shows with them, and we bring the information to you so you can see what's going on in our global community. Now, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I'm from the Caribbean. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. And when I was growing up, one of my favorite things was to go to Carvel Ice Cream. Right, there used to be a Carvel ice cream shop right on Eastern Parkway and Franklin Avenue. If you're from Brooklyn, you know what I'm talking about. Back in the day, it was also on Nostrand Avenue. So my wife keeps taking me to this place, this ice cream shop. Right, she said, hey, it's a black-owned ice cream shop. Is there vegan ice cream and this? You know, she get all excited. I said, okay, I'll go. Oh yeah, okay. So she takes me to this place, and I meet the brother. The ice cream is dope. I mean, it is fantastic. They do a great job. So let's check this out. They're black owned. He hires college and high school students. He does a lot of things in the global community from where he's in Glenside, which is right in Philadelphia, but it's a little town, Glenside, right outside Philly, right? So I asked him to come on so we could do a show with him so he could talk about this ice cream shop. It's just not a shop, it's a movement, okay? Yes. And they use ice cream, like how rappers use the microphone to get the message out. He uses ice cream to get his message out. So I'm really glad to have him on, his brother Lamar. Brother Lamar, welcome to the show, and say hello to the family, man.
Hey, what's up, family? How you doing? I appreciate F you having me on. I'm super excited, to be here to talk about, business life and how we can help each other grow and build on a universal and global level. So I appreciate you inviting me on to your audience and your platform, man. I'm very honored. Thank you so much.
Now, man, it's a pleasure having you on because, for all we ice cream lovers and who don't like ice cream, okay, right. 12 months a year, ice cream is available. So if you live in the Philadelphia area, I want you to make sure you get your pen and your paper ready. And if you don't live in the area, but you have friends that live in the area, we're going to talk to him. He's going to give his information out, and we're going to ask, he might cater. I don't know if he caters and what all the stuff, all the stuff he does. So, during this pandemic, people are looking for a lot of different ways to entertain themselves. So, I mean, he's there. So let's talk, Lamar. So let's talk about the business. First, what's the name of the company?
The business's name, Dreams Ice Cream at Glenside. Okay. We've been open 7.5 years. It's going on 8 in May. So we've been very blessed to serve this community of Glenside and Philadelphia and other parts of Montgomery County. And the big reason why I named it Dreams, it was a dream of mine. My background, I used to be, I'll start with that. I used to be an environmental health inspector, which is a fancy name for a health inspector, environmental specialist, which is a fancy name for health inspector. So I always wanted to own a business. I looked into owning maybe like a Rita's Water Ice, something like that. I always wanted something that was going to be family oriented, that you can create conversations and have like a feel good type of business. So, being in the industry, I was able to connect with the previous owner here, and he was able to give me an opportunity because he no longer wanted to own it, and then I was able to, change the name and put my stamp on it and take it.
Hey, Lamar, wait a second. Let's take a couple of steps back. Well, Woo. Okay, were you one of those little boys who ran behind the ice cream truck with the dollar in your hand, running behind the ice cream truck?
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. And I also was a kid who was mad when my friends got an ice cream and I couldn't get none. My mom would give me no money. So I'm like, man, I'd be all mad, like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
So you're the little kid, because you didn't get your ice cream when you were growing up. You got older. You got your own ice cream store. So now you get your ice cream whenever you want to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love it.
Over 45 flavors. Yes, sir.
Wow. So
yes, sir.
So you call it Dreams. So let's take a couple of steps. You say you're an environmental specialist, inspector, and stuff like that. So obviously, from the days of running behind the ice cream truck and you became a health inspector, you saw something that motivated you to want to go into this business as an ice cream parlor. Ice cream parlor into it. So let's talk about, because there's a lot of young people out there and they're having challenges connecting the dots from what they like and what they can do and making it a business. So what motivated you to go from chasing the ice cream truck to owning your ice cream parlor? What happened in between there?
Great question. Great question. Well, first of all, my in my lineage, my grandfather, he God rest his soul. He in North Carolina, he actually owned his own shoe store, and this was in the South prior to civil rights. So,
segregation, in the middle of segregation.
Yes, yes.
Whoa.
So, yes. So it's small town, Roland, North Carolina. It's about 5 to 7 miles from south of the border, if you're familiar with that, down there. So his story alone is inspirational. I really didn't know him. They said he helped me, and then he passed away when I was like, under a year in age. So I was only about 7 months in age and existing on this earth. But just to hear his story of his motivational alone. So that entrepreneurship runs.
So wait a second, you're saying your grandfather touched you before he left before he transitioned, he touched you.
Correct.
Oh, you had that grandfather touch. So he blessed you before he transitioned.
Did.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
cool.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's where it comes from, and that's where the inspiration is. So it's like it's no excuses. If he can do that in that climate, run a successful business, you know what I mean, and still raise his family. That alone is inspiring. So and as far as with the ice cream, like I said, I loving ice cream as a kid, like you said, running after the truck. But having a business that it's multifaceted. You know what I mean? Like I joke with some of my clientele and I said that having an ice cream shop is like having a PG bar. You know, you get into some great conversations about life, and ice cream makes you feel good. And and like you said earlier, like even in the pandemic, we were able to still grow because the ice cream is a feel good food. You know what I mean? Like you get excited. You know what I mean?
And you have the healthy one, because for me and my wife, who are vegans to a certain extent.
Yes.
I mean, we get the vegan ice cream. So
yes, absolutely.
So I got a question for you on that, right?
Uh-huh.
What makes it a vegan ice cream? Because for those who are listening, who have health challenges, or who are making health transitions.
Correct.
What makes the ice cream a vegan ice cream?
That is a very good question. So what makes our vegan selections it's made with non-dairy, so it's made with coconut milk. Some products are made with coconut and soy. So what it does, we stay away from, because a lot of people in our culture are lactose intolerant, or they just don't want to deal with milk, period. And I totally understand and I get it. So we were able to expand our lines as far as having at least 6 selections of vegan ice cream. And the vegan community always tell me, listen, we appreciate you, because there's not a lot of places that we can go to enjoy desserts and everything of that nature. So understanding what that has done, for our business and for ourselves, it's really been a cool aspect of it to see it grow. So.
And let me say, for those who are listening and sometimes think that making that transition to vegan doesn't taste good, throw it out the window. The stuff tastes good. I buy it all the time. My wife, like I said, if I don't go, she'll bring some back for me and stuff like that. So the vegan ice cream tastes good. So you definitely have to check. I can't talk about other people's vegan ice cream. But I can talk about Dreams ice cream, because I ate that one. I eat that one, so I know it tastes good. I mean, you can't tell the difference between the vegan ice cream and the regular ice cream, the dairy ice cream, because they do such a great job. So I just want to put that out there for those who are thinking, it doesn't taste good. No, it tastes great. I'm telling you. Personal experience.
I agree. You know what? I'm in the point of transitioning for my diet to, go on a vegan. It's a slow gesture, but a lot of people think, like you said, vegan foods don't taste good, and that's not true, period, as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I definitely understand what you're saying. It's like the mythology. I think people get the vegetarian mixed up with the veganism, and it's similar, but it's still different in a lot of ways. So I definitely agree.
So we're talking about Dreams. So Dreams ice cream. So why did you name it Dreams?
Absolutely. I named it Dreams because it was a dream of mine to have a business like this. Dr. Martin Luther King had a dream for all of us to thrive and people and kids dream ice cream. So our logo, our statements are, what's your dream? So anybody who works with me, anybody who comes in the door, we always want to collaborate and say, hey, what's your dream? How can we help that come true? And, you know, and we'll do it. Like, yeah, it starts with ice cream, but it starts with a conversation. You know, that's the thing out there. The ice cream is just a conversation maker to help get the message across to everybody who comes in. So that's a fantastic question. Thanks for having that.
Yeah, I like what you just said. You know, you just said something very important for me, at least. And you said because Dr. Martin Luther King had a dream, you know, and a lot of times people hear Dr. King's speech about I have a dream, and it has, to me, to a certain extent, it has been watered down to people. There's some people that think he was a dreamer. Right. Dr. King was a proactive dreamer. He thought about it, and then he put energy to it, and he did it. He talked about the March on Washington. He did that. Yes. He talked about going out there, you know, helping the sanitation workers in Memphis, Tennessee. He has consistently, he consistently put action. He was a proactive dreamer. He wasn't just sitting there dreaming about it.
Correct.
Okay, he was a proactive dreamer, and you are a proactive dreamer because you talked about, and then now you have a physical building called Dreams Ice Cream.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's something that we talk about as we are in Black History Month, and you know we talk about be a proactive person in the movement, dream, and then go out and make it become a reality, and that's very important. I thank you for saying that.
Thank you for that. I also want to give a shout out to, since we're to an ancestor artist, and since we're talking about Black History Month, and that would be Augustus Jackson. He used to be from Philadelphia. He used to be a chef for I believe John Quincy Adams in the White House a long time ago. But this gentleman, he's the godfather of ice cream, and a lot of people don't know that. And he's from the Philadelphia area. So
say his name again.
Augustus Jackson.
So something for people to Google, and then because Black History Month I think should be the stepping stone for Black History Year for us as a people.
Yes,
so
sir.
In doing Black History Month, we know about Dr. King, we know about Malcolm, we know about Ace Philip, we know about so many. That's cool.
Right.
There are a lot that we don't know, and I think during Black History Month, we should make that month the month where we find at least one or two new people we haven't heard about and investigate them. So we go from Black History Month and make it a Black History Year where we talk about our ancestors, those who have done some powerful things to take us to the next level. And like you just said, you just named one. So for those who did not know, please Google the brother and find out more about him.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I totally agree with that. It's and like you said, we have to know our history about being kings and queens. We have to understand and know that the inventors alone, so many, so many people, I don't know their name off the top, but I know, the invention of the iron board, shoes, you know what I mean? I mean, we got the freezers I put our ice cream in, you know what I mean? A refrigerator, you know what I mean? A helicopter, you know what I mean? Like, it's so many that we can go through. The cell phone, cell phone. You feel me?
There's so many, and that's why I said we should definitely take Black History Month and let it be a stepping stone for Black History Year. Now, I know some people have issues with why is it the shortest month in the year, but we have to remember that Carter G. Woodson, who started Negro Week, and why he started Negro Week in February, and now it has become Black History Month or Black Heritage Month for some people. Some people now say Black Heritage Month. So we had to always look at the backstory. Why was it in February? Who started it, and why did that person start it? And so that way we shouldn't get caught up in somebody else's stuff. We need to truly practice. We should really do kuchichakali, or self-determination. We need to name it, claim it for ourselves, and have someone else do it. Absolutely. And you doing that in Glenside with Dreams Ice Cream. You, like you said, you got it from somebody else and you changed the name. So originally, and you've been doing this for 7 years, you said?
Yes, for 7 years.
So let's talk about some of the challenges you had as not just an ice cream parlor owner, but an African-American male ice cream parlor owner. Let's talk about some of the challenges you had, because brother, it's hard enough just doing something but you went to ice cream. And I don't know how many Black-owned ice cream parlors we have in the Philadelphia area, but I don't think we have that many.
Right. Now, great question. Yeah, we're not going to sugarcoat anything, and I think that's a great question. A lot of times in interviews, people always hear the great side, this, that, and you don't really hear like the challenges. So yeah, there was a lot of challenges. One of the challenges I'm gonna tell you that I have off the top of the head, like when I first started, I still was employed with the Montgomery County Health Department. So from essence, I had to initially grab a business partner initially, and kind of be like a silent owner. You know what I mean? Because they could have looked at it as conflict of interest. I don't know why they say we in America, and I don't know why, but again, I would never inspect my place, and I never did, when I was in that. So I share that to the world. I have no problem seeing it. That's what I did, and it was done. But so that was a challenge. So initially, not really having that, being able to put it out there like I would want to, even on my social medias and this and that. But people knew. If you knew me, they knew. I couldn't keep that secret. Also, too, like you said, being an owner of a business, being a Black male, African American, that brings us challenges. Even having in the suburbs, and people are looking at you like, who are you? Did you grow up in this area? You know what I mean? They always ask that question. Where you grow up at? So it's like, so they're having those particular questions, and it's the way that you handle it. With me having a Southern upbringing, my mother being from South Carolina, my pop being from North Carolina, and my brother who's my hero. So, just having that, being able to speak and articulate with people, also having the career that I had. I'm always talking to different people from all walks of life, you know what I mean? As a health inspector, even prior to that, I had great communication skills. So once people understand and you live your passion, when you live in your passion, it's not work. Your passion brings you your purpose, and it brings you profits. You know what I mean? So like I call it the 3 Ps, you know what I mean? So it's like, once you're in that sector and you're actually like in it, like people.
I had to jump in there. You said something, and I want to make sure people heard that. Most of the young people who are listening.
Yes.
What's the 3 Ps?
3 Ps are living your passion. Your passion is your purpose, and your purpose will bring you profits. So
I like
those
that.
are 3 Ps. Thank you. Yeah, those 3 Ps. You got them down.
Now you said that really fast, and I want to make sure people heard that. Most of the young people who are out there who want to be entrepreneurs, they need to understand entrepreneurship from the basics, and you've done it. So yeah, you're doing it.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So that was a challenge. Another challenge too. Initially, when we opened up, we were just seasonal, for the first 3 years. We weren't an all-year business like we are now, and the I guess the evolution of delivery and the apps, because there was no Grubhub when I started. There was no Uber Eats. There was no DoorDash. There was no Postmates.
Hey, 21st century, brother, entrepreneurship.
Yes. It changed. And I actually had asked one of my good friends, the Egyptian brother. He owns Abington Pizza, and I would inspect him. His name is Tony. I asked Tony. I said, "How's that Grubhub doing for you?" "Oh man, Lamar is doing great. You know what I mean?" And I was like, "Okay, let me try it out," because we had a great relationship with the university, Arcadia University. So we were slow walking and testing it out with the students there. But then it was like, let's just put it out there to everyone and see what happens. And those platforms were able to help us expand, and expand our reach more in the city.
And you just said something. I want to jump back. Something you just said, Arcadia University. So those who are in the Philadelphia area or in the surrounding area, and you don't have an idea where Glenside is down the street, like literally across the street from Arcadia University. Right. So if you know Arcadia University, you're right in the area. He's right there by Arcadia University in Philadelphia. Yeah. Just want to put that out there for people who are listening.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, absolutely. So that's literally right up the street from us, and Glenside, in my opinion, it's like it has an older personality. So bringing like that new flair helps everyone around, business owners. You know what I mean? So that I feel we give that vibe, and we give that that space out here that's needed. You know what I mean? And as far as like kind of revitalizing the town and everything of that nature. So it's very exciting. So those things were very challenging. I also had I had a old business partner, and unfortunately that didn't work out. And so now, but that's fine. Though something, things happen for a reason. And
Yeah,
now
sure.
I have my mentee. His name is Kanan Newton, who's now he co-owns the business with me. So he was my mentee. He used to work for me. It's almost like having like a father-son relationship. And he's a great individual who we inspire each other. So I'm definitely blessed to have him on the team. He's wonderful, and we wouldn't be here without him.
Now I know people are listening. They're probably hitting the thing. What's the address? What's the phone number? You talking? Give us the address. Give us the phone. So yeah. We're gonna do that, but I'm also gonna put at the bottom. So let's give your address and the phone number people could call, because from what you just said, people call and you guys do deliveries to Grubhub and stuff like that, and also you do catering also, right?
We do. Yes, we do. Right.
Okay, so let's so for those, before the people beat me up and start emailing me, let's give your let's give your phone number and give your address and your website. Yes. If you are waiting to get that information, family, get your pens and paper. He's going to give it to you nice and slow, and then we're going to put it in the bottom of the interview also. So give your information up, brother Lamar.
Absolutely. It's Dreams Ice Cream at Glenside. The address is 33 East Glenside Avenue, Glenside, PA 19038. The website is www.dreamsicecream.com. You can actually order on our website now. You can order ice cream through there either for curbside pickup. You can order it for delivery on there as well. We actually want more people to start ordering on delivery. As you can see, we have our own merchant line. So we have the merchandise. Also, we have Cloud9, which was a lot of these were designed by Kanan. Cloud9 is a derivative of the Dreams Ice Cream brand, because our cloud is in our logo. And when you're on Cloud9, you're feeling good. So I like to say that we're absolutely in the same realm as some of my people that I admire from afar, like the Carl Kanaz, like the Damon Johns, who in fashion, who have helped out. So we, Cloud9 is like we have leggings and Cloud9 for women. We have things for children. Shirts. My daughter has a shirt, my 5-year-old daughter, so she loves having it here. And business is all about maximizing your potential in your business. And like I said, since this is a movement, Dreams is a movement. Being on Cloud9 is a movement, feeling good, connecting with people, like yourself and your community, just connecting with great people. So that's what we do, and we you can order online. And you can also become, we have a rewards program, and soon we're about to have a membership program, which is going to be exclusive. And we're looking forward to putting that out there in the spring as well.
You're just trying to find more reasons for my wife to come back to the store, man.
Exactly. I'm telling you. And like I told your wife, we're going to have froggy tea outside. We're going to have some.
Oh, Lord.
Man, we're going to have some mascots, man. I'm loving it. I'm just loving the idea.
You're gonna have froggy tea holding an ice cream cone, yes. Huh? Okay. I could see that already,
Yes. Awesome, man. I'm loving it. I love it.
Okay, cool. So let's say a couple of things you said. Let's taking some notes as you're talking. You said before you're not seasonal, so you guys are open all year round.
Now we are, yes. In the beginning, that was some of the challenges, not being open, just being seasonal. So when you're seasonal, but you still, paying rent for the bill, you got to pay that rent. That's just how it was. At the time. So it was just, finding creative ways to have the business open. And like I said, that's the, a lot. And life is about timing. We all know that, Ed. Like, sometimes, sometimes it's not our time. Sometimes it is our time, and it has to line up. And having this business and being able to have that presence, because if the pandemic happened in 2013 instead of 2020, I probably wouldn't be here. But it gave us time to build leverage, you know what I mean? Gain the perspective, be able to have the resources of delivery, you know what I mean? So it just changed the game in a lot of ways, and having a strong social media presence, and you know what I mean, and getting our name out in a wonderful fan base and a wonderful clientele. So
I mean, like you said, like as we look at 21st century entrepreneurship, you saw Grubhub, you see all these different things that have come in to play because they are young people, and there's people who look at the landscape and say, what can I do with this landscape to go to the next level? Because the landscape we have now in the 21st century is way different than the landscape our parents had.
Correct.
And so as an entrepreneur, for young people, you know, it's like, this is not working. If something's not working, guess what? There's something coming, or something has come to take its place. And so as an entrepreneur, you say, what can I do with what's there right now? Instead of trying to fight to hold on to something that no longer exists or that's going out, you say, well, what's taking the place? What's taking that place? You know, what can I put my as an entrepreneur, what can I put my hands into that's coming up? And the people who got into Grubhub and everything like that, that's what, because a lot of people are at home working now with the pandemic, a lot of more people are working from home. And like, you know, they just go on their computer, boom, 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 and order the stuff and have it delivered to them and stuff like that. Because, you know, I mean, so as I'm saying that, you know, and you're talking about seasonal, how is business for you? How do you adjust yourself to the cold season, to the slow season as an ice cream parlor owner? How do you, what have you done to make sure you still stay afloat?
Yeah, that's a great question too. In anything in life, one of the things, you know, I used to compete, and I played college basketball. I love basketball. It teaches that whole routine about working with a team, a team of 12, and allowing them to be coached and allowing them to learn. So those particular things stayed with me. So the reason I brought up basketball, because you have to learn how to pivot. You know what I mean? Like, so, and you have to do that in business. So in the pandemic, it's pandemic pivoting. And in the wintertime, you have to learn how to pivot. What's exciting to me is when I still see, you know, consistent clientele walk through the door, and it might be 12 degrees outside. You know, for me, that's foreign. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? For me. But what we've done,
I think you're talking about my wife right there, but go ahead.
I'm telling you, man, it's a beautiful thing. But that's a great question. So what we put on our thinking caps, and I was thinking, I was like, well, what can we create that would, you know, entice people even more? And so we came up with our own milkshake, which is called a hot milkshake. So pretty much we make the milkshake, and we heat it up, and it turns into like a latte. So whatever your favorite flavor is, you know, I mean, you can have a coffee. People normally having like a coffee latte or something of that nature. Whatever your favorite flavor is, we can blend it like a milkshake, and we heat it up. And I'm telling you, that thing is amazing. You know what I mean? And it adapts. So that's one of the things that we've done as far as that's concerned. Another thing we've done, like I said, just increasing the exposure and the marketing towards the delivery side of things, because like you said, people are home a lot now. They're looking at their phones even more to be delivered. They don't want to go outside for not only weather but for pandemic reasons, and also, you know, just collaboration with different organizations. You know, yesterday we just locked in a call, and we're going to be doing a fundraiser for an elementary school in Abington. So it's like just reaching out to your resources that are around you, and even you know, you spoke about having catering services. We did 3 parties last year, and even in the pandemic, and one of them was pretty much like a drive-through type. It was like a setup. We set up as like a drive-through, like a birthday party. And of course, all our staff have masks and gloves and, you know, the sanitizer. But we've done that. We've done other parties. So you got to adjust. You have to pivot to the what's going on in the environment. And honestly, the challenges that we put it on you, it just helps you become stronger. You know what I mean? The great people know how to adapt. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. So,
hey, Lamar, let me ask you a question. Do you guys do ice cream cakes?
You know, we can have those. Yeah, we would just need like at least a week in advance for those.
So it could be pre-ordered.
Yes, pre-order. Yeah, correct. Yeah, so we can plan on what's going on. So,
Okay. Now I just thought about just about birthdays and stuff like that. Like I said, growing up in Brooklyn, the Carvel I used to go to. Man, I used to get those ice cream cakes, man. Baby. and you know when you like you know so like I said, like coming to your stores, just looking at like you know the besides being a black owned, it's just that it's a great business. Period.
Thank you.
And then the icing on top is that it's black owned. Yes. So it's good to like you know walk into a store or business and see it's such a beautiful place. It's very welcoming and stuff. With the employees, I'm going to talk about your employees just now. But when you walk into your spot, it's a nice spot. Okay. And then to find out it's black owned, I'm like, whoa, what? Yes. So, you know, like I said, it's like the ice on top of the cherry on top to see that professionalism and to see it coming from someone in our community, the African-American community. You know, it's something for any parents of color or any parents period that have children of color, because you know they do we have people who adopt we have people who are not African American who adopt African American children. So to have a space like that, you can say you could bring them to see someone who looks like them, being entrepreneurial and being business minded and moving things forward is a plus because you know let's be real. Lamar, people do it in all communities, because I know growing up, you know, how many times you hear parents they taking the kids to the fire stations to meet the firemen, you know, they go to sit on the fire trucks and all that stuff. You know, that inspires the young people when they could see things like that and feel good about it and stuff like that, right? So yeah, it's really good. And like I was saying, with your business, let's talk about your employees. Because I see that you have your employees are college or high school students. Now, now correct me if I'm wrong. Is that a conscious decision that you have made to give these college students the opportunity, these high school students, the opportunity of employment?
Absolutely. That's definitely not a mistake that I choose that particular age range because again I do a lot of mentoring as well. So when you're working with me, it's like a lot of mentorship going on, and there's a lot of inspiration that I like to pass and give. You know, that Kanan and I both like to pass and give to people. So it's like we just, you know, we want to take people who are ambitious, people who want to dream and be proactive dreamers, like you said earlier, and just build that rapport so they can see, like you said, you can see somebody who looks like them, comes from a different, similar background as them. You know, maybe a different neighborhood, but a similar background, and say, listen, I can do this, or I can do anything. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and those compliments, that means the world to me. Those are priceless. The inspiration that we would be able to pass on, and you know, to them, and you know, and I really am blessed to have a great staff because, you know, I pour into them. You know what I mean? I pour into them about the importance of that, because you know, the ice cream is fantastic. It is, you know, it is what it is, but at the same time, when you have customer service on top of that, the great customer service, and you have people who are engaged in the customer, engaged in the process, it does something. You know what I mean? It does something to the person. Like, listen, I'm coming here all the time. This is where I want to be at. You know what I mean? And so that's one of the things that I've learned in my life, my career. Like, you want to make people feel welcome, feel at home, and have that warming feeling and that glow. And you know, on top of that, that doesn't, you know, when you have a big product, you know, on top of that, that's so.
Well, I have an issue with you, brother.
All right, talk to me.
Every time my wife coming in, you guys be giving her all these samples. I was like, I thought you went there for this, but she goes, but this one tasted so good. Oh, this one is that. I'm like, man, she's like the sample guru, you know. She comes in there, you guys are giving all these samples, and she's like, yeah. She doesn't say no to a sample, okay?
Right. That's funny. That's too funny. It makes the decision even harder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I walk in there, I'm like, okay, I want this. It's like, she said, you want to try that? I said, no, I don't want to try that because I want to be like you. No, I don't want to try. I just want what I want. That's it. And she's like, oh yeah, give me this one. Let me try this sample. Can I try this one?
Yeah.
And the guy behind the counter is like, oh, try that one. Oh, try this one.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, no, congratulations, man. Because let me ask another question. What's your standard or normal store hours?
Yes, that's a very good question. So, again, we talked about pivoting. So, during the pandemic, prior to the pandemic, I do prior pandemic and now through. So, prior to the pandemic, and our winter hours, it's still consistent. We open up from 5 to 9 Monday through Thursday, 5 to 10 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, previous to the pandemic, we used to be open to 12 on weekends, and so we would go from 5 to 10 on Monday through Thursday, and then 5 to 12 on the weekends. This is prior pandemic again, but because the college students would still be there, and
right.
we would have them. But since the pandemic, we had to pivot, and there were state restrictions as far as curfew. So we had went from in the pandemic, we had operating hours from 3 to 8 when the pandemic first started almost a year ago. So we had to kind of pivot it back and do that. And now since the restrictions have been lifted a little bit, now, like I said, we're Monday, our winter hours on Monday to Thursday from 5 to 9, weekends Friday, Saturday, and Sunday 5 to 10. As it comes closer to the spring, we're gonna probably be back open from 1 to 9 Monday through Thursdays, and 1 to 10 Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Yeah.
Okay, no, I asked you that because as people are always looking. I mean, for those of us like like myself who do a lot of work at nighttime, and as the springtime comes, we love the ice cream and stuff like that. Something healthy. Either we go to the vegan or the dairy product or the dairy ice cream. So your preference and stuff like that. So I wanted to thank you. I wanted to do this interview with you because I wanted to, like I said, my company, we're always looking to put positive information out into our global community, people who are doing positive things, because we are actually taking excuses away from people. And people say, well, I don't know a black-owned ice cream parlor. Now you do,
Right.
So that's another off that list that we don't know. So we put the information out. I do thank you for that. I want you to give your phone number again before we leave and stuff like that, so that way people could definitely find you and see how they could partake of your ice cream.
Yes. Phone number is 215-987-1798. 215-987-1798. And like I said, you can reach us. Like you were just saying, just going back to what you just made a quick example about the samples. One of the big reasons why we want to do samples, because I always wanted to make, not only it makes the decision harder, or you come in here, you get to taste more flavors. Like, man, listen, what am I going to have? But it kind of gives us that advantage. That, hey, listen, you tasted, you liked it, and that's what you wanted. Because so eliminates a lot of the, that it might not be up to your taste, and like you tasted it before, so oh yeah, I want it, or I don't want it, type of thing. So that's also a part of the business concept, because it gives the customer that, let's not get to taste it before I actually purchase it. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, for those who might not, who might not be aware of where Glenside is, it's right there by Arcadia University, and that's and 309 runs right there. So 309, and so it's right there by 309 Arcadia University, right there in Philadelphia, on the other side of Philly. So family, definitely I know some of us, like myself, are still eating ice cream in the wintertime because we love our ice cream. And if you're a vegan, they have vegan flavors. So, you know, you could go both ways at, you know, and like I say, if you go in, you could try the samples. They got samples. My wife could vouch for the samples.
Yeah.
So, so definitely give them a try. You know, check them out, family, because, you know, we can't tell people to start these businesses and we don't support them. And if you love ice cream, it's a great, and they deliver. They have the Grub Hub and different, different businesses that do deliver home. So you could just stay home and you could, you could order it and have them delivered to you at home. So I just want to put that out there. So, Brother Lamar, before we let you go, is there anything you want to say in closing?
I just want to just reiterate off the point of delivery real quick. You can order through our website, dreamsicecream.com. We encourage that. It's a least expensive way to order. That'll save you more money. We're putting together different things where we can create like a rewards program off of there as well. So that way we can track the customer and actually take care of the customer even more by ordering through our website. So I just want to integrate that. I want to thank you for allowing me to be, sharing me with your audience. Ed, this has been a fantastic interview. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll just say too, the entrepreneurs and Black entrepreneurs, anybody in the minority community that listen, it's not easy. It can look like glamour and glitz, but it's it's laughing because we gotta laugh. I know.
That's another show in a whole different place.
It is. Please,
get the tissues out. Get the tissues.
Yes. Got the towel, about to throw it. Everything.
I'm looking at my notes here before I had to go. I highlighted that you are also an author.
I am. Yes, sir. I am an author. I have 3 books, 3 best-selling books. One's called Wake Up Winning No Matter What. That's a compilation book that I did with about 17 other authors. Majority of them located in the Atlanta area. It's a motivational book. And then we have an author she's located in Toronto, Canada, and another one that's in another sister that's in South Africa. So it's a global authors that we have. Cool. Yeah. And then we have, like I said, I do a lot of relationships. So I have a book that's called The Art of Kissing, as far as the romantic side of things, because I feel a lot of that is missed. And then I also have a book called the seven effing reasons why men don't want to get married, and that's a book about explaining the pain and that men deal with and women deal with, and why a lot of times that blocks the beautification of marriage and what they see from the media and different things of that nature. So that one must be a bestseller by now, man. We getting it there. We definitely getting there. So that it's a fun book, man. I love marriage. Like I said, I'm not married yet, but I've been in 10 weddings as a best man, and I enjoy the process of matrimony. I think it's a beautiful thing. I know it's a beautiful thing, and but I just encourage people to just love. Like we operate out of love. My mother taught me how to operate out of love, and God rest her soul. She's an amazing woman. She taught me how to love. She taught me what the essence of what godly love was. She showed it to me, and that's what when we operate out of love, and even in dreams and in my life, that's what I do. I want everybody to excel and be the best that they can, and take and like I said, just knowing your passion, create your purposes, create your profits, and you get those 3 P. Everybody talking about the PPP loan, but I'm talking about the PPP. In business, what I'm saying, in business, what I'm saying, like, what I'm saying, the 3 P. So, but that's very important. So I want to leave everybody out. You can do anything. It's not going to be easy, but keep fighting. My nickname is Relentless, so keep being relentless in life. In life, you have to be relentless. You have to continue to do what you do and pursue your dreams and your goal. And like I said, if there's any way that I can help you, not just with ice cream, but just some life. You got the contact information to get in contact with Ed.
Yeah, so
I applaud you.
Man.
For what you're doing. Thank you. Really.
Thank you, man. like you said, you know, any way you could help, so they could come by, get an ice cream cone, and sit down and talk about some business with you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah. Now, man, thank you so much for what you're doing in the community, and like, you know, whatever I could do to help, let me know. Don't forget, send me an email with your logo, and we're gonna put this out, and we're gonna let people hopefully get people to find you before the seasons, as the season's changing, and it gets warmer, and then the COVID restrictions are lifting. You know, people are moving around a little bit more. They could definitely come over to Glenside and get some ice cream and enjoy themselves.
Absolutely, will do. I appreciate it.
Okay, brother Lamar, man, thank you so much, bro.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you too, man.
Absolutely.
Okay, bless. Okay, good night.
All right.